Hello, my friends. How's your Wednesday going? Mine's going great. I had some Special K. It was delightful. I am going to try to do a Tame look. We're taming it. It's been wild. Okay. And I'm gonna try to just do maybe some bronzer, a liquid shadow, maybe a shadow stick. I think we should do a shadow stick. So here's a really good tip that works for all skin tones, okay? Even though I have redness, I try to think of things, because you might not have redness. The first thing I sometimes like to do when I want to wear smaller amounts of foundation, because right now I'm looking here, I'm automatically wanting to cover all of that up. So what we can do to kind of speed up the process is we can take our bronzer. I'm going to use this bronzer. I also want to try to use more affordable products today. I actually love this bronzer. I like this bronzer more than think of the wand that comes with this kind of spongy tip. I like this. I think it's fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a little bit on a brush first, on an eye brush, because I'm just going to put a little bit on my socket. This is going to dry down, so I don't really have to worry. Plus, I might put on a little bit of powder to set it if need be. But let's start by just kind of bronze. Now, why would this kind of speed up the process? Because what bronzer can do is think of it as a corrector shade. All right, it can be very, very forgiving, very flattering on the skin. Oof, that are delightful already. So let's put a little bit underneath here, and we're gonna put it on all over our face too. And then we can come back with our concealer. But bronzer as a first step, it's in a corrector shade usually. Okay, think of it. It's just so flattering on the skin that we wind up going, we're kind of tricking the eye. We're making it think maybe we don't need as much foundation and concealer as we thought. So by starting with bronzer, you can really kind of sneak in some coverage. Look how nicely that blends. Now I just grabbed this because I really like it. You could use your powder bronzer. You can use whatever you already have. The premise here is that we're just starting with bronzer. We're just gonna start it. And then you can see how much better my under eye looks already. And this would be for all, obviously you would need a different color for if you have a deeper skin tone than me. But what I'm saying is you can use what you already have, what's already working. You're just using your bronzer. And then I'm going to take a small amount. I am going to put on a little bit of concealer, but notice that I'm kind of just placing a little bit on top of the darkness. I know I don't have a lot of darkness, but I would still want to cover that up. And bronzer is going to help me wear less. Now remember, we don't have any foundation on whatsoever. So if we had foundation on, I'd want you to put this on the back of your hand and pick it up with your brush. But we can just go right in because it can't pick up anything. And it's fun to watch. Now, where's my... There it is. Okay, grab your C43. This is back in stock and actually almost sold out. We're just going to blend this out. Do a little underpainting moment. But this brush works even if you want to do all of your creams on top. It's just really, this brush is just kind of focused on creams. Not just for underpainting. Think of it as just a cream sculptor. Just like we learned last night, let's put a little extra bronzer here on the inner part of the eye through there. Finish blending this out. And there we go. Finish this. Now we'll do concealer. And then I really like this L'Oreal True Match concealer. I do need to get a shade that's just a little bit darker for me, but I can just mix in a little bit of the bronzer, which I'll do for y'all. Just kind of darken it a little bit. And then obviously just conceal where you feel comfortable. I think I'll put a little here too. Let me grab a little bit more. Nice. And then let's do just a hair of the bronzer, and then we'll mix it. It's a C30. Just grab this brush, only a little bit, and that should be enough to darken it. See that? Perfect. Perfect. I'm gonna do the same thing with all of the concealer. Just kind of mix it in, darken it a little bit. Just gonna put some bronzer on the back of my hand, just a smidgy smidge. You know what's funny is I've had this one a while too, and I use it pretty often. More than I use the Charlotte Tilbury one, but this one doesn't leave. Interesting. I thought I'd just let it run. It's kind of satisfying to watch it transform. Now it's a perfect match. Now I'm just gonna let this run. I'm gonna grab that C42. I'm not gonna squawk about how wonderful the C42 is, but I will say, not all foundation brushes are the same. Look at that. That's delightful. And don't be afraid to kind of mix the bronzer in. The bronzer from around the perimeter of our face. You know, with the right foundation brush, you're actually going to get more coverage out of less product. Goes further, stays more pigmented, less product on your face, better wear time. The C42. The skin looks so good. All right, let's pause the skin for just a second. I love this color. It's from L'Oreal. It's called Sparkling Rose? No, Alluring Rose. I knew my name was in there somewhere. And it is basically my skin tone, a hair lighter. Now I will say once this dries down, it darkens just a hair. It does darken just a hair. So it very much reminds me of that Armani shadow in the shade 18M that I wear all the time. I've been reaching for this a lot. I absolutely love it. All right, nice. Let's just grab our E29. I'm trying not to use too many brushes. And all I'm doing is I'm taking the tip of the brush and I'm just softening that line there. Perfect. I know I like this formula, but I can't remember if this shade was even too light for my skin tone. Let's see. But I know I like the formula. No, that looks pretty good. Where's my brush? Wipe this off. I can't remember. I'm gonna film a kind of a smooth blush tutorial. I have two versions of the smooth blush tutorial, so this might have some blush left on it because I was trying to get a picture. Oh yeah, I like that. This formula, 11 out of 10. I love it. It's so easy to blend. Look at that. Look how pretty that looks already. I'm gonna curl my lashes. And this feels good to talk about because this isn't mine, but it's a tool. And it's a little bit more spicy price tool. I can use affordable, easy to find makeup all day long. I love it. But one thing I cannot use is, and let's not even talk about brushes, let's focus on this. I don't like an e.l.f. lash curler. I can tell an absolute difference. But when I use this Kevyn Aucoin lash curler, game changer. What you're seeing me do here is add the tiniest amount of powder to my lashes to make sure that there's no product in them. Make sure they're really, really dry, because dry lashes are gonna curl even better and hold curl even better. So let's curl these lashes. I'm telling you, tools, quality tools matter. So this part is completely optional, but it's kind of a way to kind of remind y'all how much I love this bronzer, and I just found it and I wanted to use it. This is the LA Girl bronzer, and this one's actually really easy to find as well. So that's why I wanted to go ahead and show it. But I used to use this bronzer nonstop. It is such a good, affordable bronzer. It is so smooth. It's a matte finish, but it's not just a super matte. And what I'm doing here is I'm gonna go ahead and set the perimeter with this. And this is a really good way to kind of use less powder. Now, if you have combination oily skin, you could use powder and then bronzer. You can actually skip this part and just powder. But if you have balanced to dry skin or really dry skin, set your perimeter with bronzer instead of powder because it's so thin and lightweight. Let me warm up my nose a little bit. And then I'm gonna take, I was saying that I'm gonna take what's left and just kind of press it there. Maybe I need a little bit more for this side. How smoothing that is. Now remember, I have on such a small amount of concealer. So what I'm gonna do, because I don't need a really heavy set, I really don't. I'm gonna take my E29, and I remember liking this powder. I remember, see how much I used? Loved it. So this is the Wet n Wild. This is their clarifying powder. So I'm just gonna place it. I'm not gonna place it directly underneath my eye because I'm gonna grab that bronzer again and kind of finish the set. But I wanted to start the set right there. Look how nice that looks. And then I'm gonna go heavier. I have it on one side of this brush, and I'm just gonna pinpoint in here first. So first we're gonna use the smaller brush just to really pinpoint what's going on here. Get around there really nicely. Okay, let's see where else would I want. Let's pinpoint there. And really quickly, this is what I'm talking about. I'm gonna grab that LA Girl one more time. Grab it on the tip of my brush. If I can get this open. I'm sorry. Couldn't get it open in time before the slide stopped. Okay, grab this, get it open. Grab it on the tip of the E29, and then I'm gonna finish setting. So there you go, my under eye is set. We're half set with the powder. From there down, the rest is the bronzer. Nice and set, no issues. Perfect. And then we're gonna grab our Wet n Wild powder again. And we'll just grab it on the D2, coming soon. And then I'll just kind of finish around. Remember, we are already set with the bronzer. Don't worry about that. This powder is really pretty, by the way. Look at that. It's so good. Ben's on a phone call. Everybody sign that NDA. All right, now back to mascara. This is so good. I'm leaving it literally right here. Hear this? Right there on my vanity. It's staying. This looks so good, and I think I saw this for like $3 something. Wild. I want to do a very tiny amount of mascara, and I feel that Firework mascara, the one I love from Maybelline, that one can go pretty full glam really quickly. So I'm going to grab e.l.f. Lash and Roll because this one kind of gives you an in-between. See, there you go. I didn't want a full wild lash today. I just want a nice floof. Ooh, Dougie is snoring. Can we hear it some more, Doug? No more snoring. Oh, he'll be snoring again in a second. Still love this mascara. Notice how I'm shutting my eyes and kind of just rolling this through. That helps with control. All right, we did our bottom lashes. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all. I'm going to a charity event and I have to wear like an actual evening gown. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited to do my makeup. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm really excited. So we'll get to do our makeup together before that. It's not for a couple weeks, but I got excited and really wanted to tell y'all. Now, lips. I love these and I don't see them talked about enough. I was wearing these nonstop. In fact, I want to go get them out of that drawer because I'm always kind of cycling through things, trying things. And they last too. Now they don't last like a liquid lipstick, but they last at least 2 or 3 hours without having to reapply, and they have such a beautiful pigment. I just love them so much. Like I said, I was wearing them so much last year that I knew that y'all got tired of them. I know you did. I'm gonna pair it with a Maybelline lip liner, but I cannot stress how much I love these. So to me, these are, you know, the YSL candy glazes. You know, L'Oreal owns YSL Beauty, and I swear this is the same formula, but this is just in this tube. We'll just do this pink lip liner. It's gonna add some definition, but not turn into kind of a brown lip. This is the shade Line Leader. Just a little extra definition. There we go. I kept it simple. Look, not even any winged liner. And I feel like there were a lot of helpful tips here. Because I do realize that not all of us, I mean, we're not going to sit down every single day and do these borderline Halloween looks that I do. Oh, it's my art, y'all. I love it so much. But I mean, I love helping even more, and that's what I want to do. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I was looking, and this Wet n Wild does come in other colors. I will say for translucent, sometimes these have a lot of cast, and this didn't really leave any cast, especially not once it's kind of sat on the skin. Really nice. I just remember loving this. It's staying out with me now. I love y'all so much. I'm trying to think if I saved yesterday's to my highlights. I'm about to do that either way, and then I will certainly save this. Posting tonight, it's going to be an ad, but it's a palette y'all have seen me use endlessly. In fact, I wanted to use the palette today. Then I remembered I'm posting an ad anyways tonight, and I wanted to use things that were just, you know, easier to run and grab. So yeah, I love y'all so much. I love you with all of my heart. And I'm excited for tonight's post. It's really good. I'm going to set a reminder if you'd like to be reminded, and that way you don't miss it. You can click that. All right, I love you, and I'll see you in the comments tonight.